Ladies and gentlemen, Spring Convocation 2019 and the installation of Mount Royal's 10th President and 1st Vice Chancellor will officially begin with the procession of the Platform Party and faculty members. The procession will be introduced by the Conservatory Piano Quintet performing Century. Please remain seated. Please rise as you are able for the graduand processional and remain standing until the end of the national anthem. Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem, which will be performed by Ms. Hannah Pajenkoff.
Si può Please be seated. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our distinguished guests, faculty, family, and friends. My name is Susan Mallon, and I am the chair of Mount Royal University's Board of Governors. Today it is a privilege to be your Master of Ceremonies and a distinct honor as we officially install Mount Royal's 10th President and first Vice Chancellor. And then the main event, we celebrate the graduating class of spring 2019. As we begin today, I would like to acknowledge that Mount Royal University is located in the traditional territories of the Niitsitapi, the Blackfoot, and the People of Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, which includes the Ziziga, the Piikani, the Kainai, the Tsuut'ina, and the Iahi Nakota. We are situated on land where the Bow River and the Elbow River meet, and the traditional Blackfoot name for this place is Mohkinstsis, and we now call this our home, the City of Calgary. The City of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nation. I'd like to thank, as we start, the Conservatory Piano Quintet, who performed a piece called Century. This piece was composed by a Mount Royal Conservatory faculty member, John Abram. I'd also like to thank our national anthem singer, Miss Hannah Pagenkoff, and the Highland Trio. As we start this afternoon, please take a moment to silence any electronic devices, although we do encourage everyone to feel free to tweet and do whatever else is new at Instagram. I'm afraid tweet and Instagram and Facebook are the total of mine, but we want to celebrate this far and wide, but we would like to do it silently. On stage today, we have a number of individuals with us who are here to honor the graduates. The platform party includes Dr. Timothy Rowley, President and Vice Chancellor of Mount Royal University, Dr. Leslie Brown, Provost and Vice President Academic, Mr. Phil Warsaba, Secretary of the General Faculties Council, Mr. Rafiq Kurji, representing the Mount Royal Faculty Association, Mr. Basik Zarug, President of the Mount Royal Staff Association, and Ms. Shayla Breen, President of the Students Association of Mount Royal University. We also have representatives from Mount Royal University's Vice Presidents, Mount Royal University's Associate Vice Presidents of Academic Affairs, Deans, Associate Deans, and Academic Directors of Mount Royal's faculties, institutes, and centers. Members of the Mount Royal University Board of Governors, Elder Clarence Wolflake Sr., Honorary Doctor of Laws recipient, Ms. Margaret Southern, and our Governor General's Silver Medal recipient, Ms. Caitlin Stone. I am now pleased to introduce Clarence Wolflake Sr., as we know him, Elder McSeacom, who will open the convocation and installation ceremony. On campus, Elder McSeacom serves as an elder and a spiritual advisor. And in 2016, he received an honorary Bachelor of Arts in Sociology from Mount Royal. Elder McSeacom gifted an honor song to the university, and we will hear this song in honor of our graduates at the close of today's ceremony. Elder McSeacom, will you please join me at the podium?
Okay, next okwa. What I said is welcome our relatives. When we meet people that come, we always greet them in that fashion. We don't have a word for goodbye in my language, because the spirit part of us continues the journey into the realm of our ancestors. It's always good to give you a message and the stories of the old people. That's how I learn. It's all oral. There's a story about a little tree. I asked my grandmother, how did those little trees survive amongst all these big trees in the mountains. He says, it's very simple. That little tree is greener like the big trees. It has its own beauty about it. It's got its own spirit. What the big trees do, they teach them to be strong. They grab the nutrients and the blessings of the sun, and through the roots of those trees, they send them to this little tree, a helping hand underneath Mother Earth. There's communications going on between everything on Mother Earth. So that tree, taking the strength and the encouragement of all these huge trees around him. I said, those big trees are a very kind way of treating that little one. The lesson from that story is sometimes we feel we don't know how big our achievements are going to be. But you just went through many years of sacrifice. Your parents, your grandparents, your peers, those that helped you, send those helping hand to you to persevere and have courage. You are a beautiful little tree, but you have just as high aims as the big trees beside you. We don't know what you're going to become, but you're already getting a helping hand, even when you leave here. Those people sitting up here will always be connected to you. So never be scared to stand up and say, by the way, there, big tree, I do need a little bit of help today. Thank you, and those are the words I share with you.
Thank you, Elder McSeacom. At colleges and universities, an installation is the official ceremony where the incoming president and vice chancellor is formally endowed with the power and the responsibilities of the office. We are pleased that today, bearing witness to our installation, are guests from throughout the community, and you will notice in your program that many certificates of congratulation have been received from people for the university and for Dr. Rowley from throughout the province and throughout Canada. As part of Dr. Rowley's commitment to this presidential appointment, he has sworn an oath of office in the presence of the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Alberta, Lois Mitchell. And today, Dr. Timothy Rowley will divest of his current academic robes and be invested with the robes of the presidential office. I would like at this time to ask Dr. Rowley, incoming President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Leslie Brown, Provost and Vice President Academic, Mr. Phil Warsaba, Secretary of the General Faculty's Council, and Shayla Breen, President of the Students' Association of Mount Royal University, to please join me for the robe investing ceremony. The President and Vice Chancellor robe includes 4 chevrons on each sleeve, which is an honor granted only to one who holds the rank of President or Chancellor of an academic institution. The chevrons on the sleeves and the ribbons on the bottom of the gown represent the 4 colors of the medicine wheel. The stole, designed by Moonstone Creation, is worn on top of the robe and features 2 buffaloes that have been hand-beaded into the stole. It now gives me great pleasure to officially introduce you to Mount Royal University's 10th President and first Vice Chancellor, Dr. Timothy Rowley. Dr. Rowley, will you please address the graduates?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Susan, so much. It's a pleasure to be here at today's ceremony and sharing this with all of you. It's a special pleasure to share this with members of the Board of Governors, representatives of faculty, staff, and student associations, Honorary Doctor of Laws recipient, Ms. Margaret Southern, our Governor General Silver Medal recipient, elders, special guests, community partners, faculty and staff, friends and family of the graduating class, and most importantly of all, the graduates who will be graduating today. Thank you for allowing me to celebrate with you today. On the surface, it may seem that you and I are at different points of our relationship with Mount Royal, with you coming to a close and me just starting my relationship. However, today, I think what I want to say to you is we're not so very different. For a start, we invested in learning. We learned through formal instruction, guided by our professors, both in the classroom and on research projects. We became more knowledgeable on our own, using wonderful materials like those available in the Riddell Library and Learning Center. We benefited from practical and experiential learning. And most importantly, perhaps, we all manage different parts of our lives, juggling, studying, employment, commitments to family and friends. Mark Twain, in his book Tom Sawyer Abroad, said, "A person who carries a cat by the tail learns something they can learn in no other way." In fact, I think all of us have probably learned through experience, been a bit scratched up, and we are wiser for the experience. As I look at all of you today, sitting there looking fabulous in your academic robes, I know you have persevered, and I know that you are resilient. And today we celebrate that. And tomorrow we all get back to our regular jobs of learning. Another thing we have in common is gratitude. We appreciate those who helped us prepare for the future and who continue to support us. Graduating students, you are about to be part of Mount Royal's alumni family, and these alumni have paved the way for your success. And in my many conversations since coming to Calgary, I've learned of the tremendous reputation for MRU. Much of this strength comes from the more than 100,000 alumni who are doing great things in their workplace and in the community. There is another extremely important group of people who have helped pave the way for your success. Your friends and your family, some of whom are present today. I recall myself, the best part of my own graduation was seeing the pride in my parents' eyes. So graduates, may I ask if you would please rise, and if you are able, if you have guests here today, look over at them and give them a round of applause. Thank you. I too appreciate the people who have come before me, and this institution is built on an incredibly solid foundation, and I join a tradition of excellence that aims to foster knowledge and improve our society. Many talented and committed employees, administrators, and faculty and staff forged the path before me, and they encourage thinking beyond contemporary boundaries and social convention for the betterment of society. Indeed, these people created the MRU of today, a campus that is inclusive of gender, sexual identity, race, ancestry, national origin, political affiliation, ability, to name but a few. While there are many wonderful buildings here at MRU, I believe a great university is not denoted by its buildings, or its bank account for that matter. Rather, its excellence is measured by the people who study and work there, and how all these people contribute to our community and to society at large. Using this measure, I believe that Mount Royal University is a great university. Mount Royal's history also includes strong and long-term partnerships with the community. For example, our relationship with the local Rotary Club dates back to 1910 with our founder, Dr. George Kirby. These partnerships have contributed to the growth of Calgary as well as the post-secondary sector in the city and in the country, and I am honored to continue to lead this growth. Graduates, the last thing I think you and I share in common is that we all made a decision to choose Mount Royal. We all saw something in this university that led us here. I came here because of Mount Royal's commitment to the student experience, and I suspect you did likewise. And no doubt you have benefited from this student-centered approach that has given you many benefits. Before I came here, I knew of the reputation of Mount Royal, its distinguished reputation for teaching and learning. But now that I'm here, I have met with many people who have reaffirmed that, and I can certainly say that this is true. I have had some of the most fascinating conversation with members of our faculty. Their curiosity is infectious. Because of them, you reap the benefits of a world-class education. I've also had some of the most reassuring conversations with staff. Their values reflect the ideals of what a post-secondary education should be. Because of them, you receive some of the support that led you to today. With that, graduates, may I ask you to join me in a round of applause for the faculty and staff who supported you in getting to this moment. In the short time I've been here, I can attest to the fact that Mount Royal is a very welcoming and warm environment. The You Belong Here brand is lived and it is real. Just like you, I chose Mount Royal, and just like you, I am pretty pleased that I did. I believe that education has the ability to transform lives. It transformed my life, and I know it has transformed yours. Because of your education, you are poised to have a very fulfilling career. Because of your community service, I hope you will continue to give back. Because you personally grew, you are now even more resilient. You're not finished changing, of course. Your life will be full of transformational moments, but remember what you have learned here, and remember that you're not alone. Mount Royal will always be here for you. We are proud of you and what you have accomplished, and we know your future is bright. I believe the future of Mount Royal is also bright, and I am excited and honored and committed to do my part as President and Vice Chancellor. As mentioned, I have taken an oath of office, and I will do my utmost to fulfill this oath. I will work with faculty, staff, and students to build a strong vision focused on exceptional student education and experience. I will reinforce the areas where we are already leaders and encourage momentum in areas where we are still growing. I will tell the MRU story, who we are, where we're headed, and why others should want to be part of our bright future. And I will contribute to a strong post-secondary education sector in Calgary, in Alberta, and in Canada. I started today by saying that we're not so very different, and I believe that's true. We are all here together because we all appreciate the people who came before us. We are here because we appreciate Mount Royal's focus on students, and we are here together with an incredibly bright future ahead of us. Just as you are grateful for the folks who supported you, I am also grateful to the MRU community for the warm welcome and to the team of people who have helped me transition to the campus. Graduates, thank you so much for choosing Mount Royal, and thank you for letting me share in this momentous occasion with you.
Thank you, Tim. What a wonderful celebration today that we get to install a new president and celebrate some 300 grads. On behalf of Mount Royal University Board of Governors, I want very much to thank each one of you graduates for choosing us, for choosing Mount Royal University to pursue your education. You've invested a lot in obtaining your education, and this will hopefully open many doors to you. And certainly the world at this point in time is desperate for the goodness that you from this day on will offer to our community and to our society. I would now like to invite Dr. Leslie Brown, Provost and Vice President Academic, to introduce our Honorary Doctor of Laws recipient.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Congratulations, Dr. Rowley. It is now my pleasure to present an Honorary Doctor of Laws in recognition of an individual's outstanding achievement in the academic, private, or public sector. Like much university protocol, honorary degrees date back to the Middle Ages and are often accompanied by the Latin words honoris causa, meaning for honorific reasons. I'm pleased to announce that Mount Royal University's Board of Governors, on the recommendation of the General Faculty's Council, is bestowing an honorary Doctor of Laws on Ms. Margaret Southern in honor of her long-standing affinity with Mount Royal University and exemplary leadership in Calgary, Alberta, and across the country. Marg is an extremely dedicated community leader and an advocate for sport and recreation. She is best known for co-founding the esteemed Spruce Meadows with her late husband, Ron. The facility opened in 1975 and is recognized as one of the finest competitive show jumping complexes in the world. Mark has also participated on numerous corporate, community, and nonprofit boards locally, nationally, and abroad. She has held executive positions at the Alberta Equestrian Federation and the Canadian Equestrian Federation, and she has chaired the Business Development Committee of the Calgary Chamber of Commerce and was a member of the Du Maurier Council for the Arts. Her passion for sport and recreation has benefited many. Marg was a longtime volunteer with Skate Canada and the World Skating Championships. She was a founder of the city's first Parks and Recreation Board and an inaugural member of the Calgary Downtown Tree Planting Committee. This list of awards and honors Marg has received is long and includes receiving the Order of Canada twice and a Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal. With this introduction, Mount Royal University is proud to present Ms. Margaret Southern with this honorary Doctor of Laws. I would like to invite her forward to the podium where the President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Tim Rowley, will officially confer the honorary Doctor of Laws, assisted by the Secretary of the General Faculty's Council, Mr. Phil Warsaba.
Yeah, let's take a picture.
Ladies and gentlemen, by the power vested in me by the General Faculty's Council, and as approved by Mount Royal University's Board of Governors, I present Mount Royal University Honorary Doctor of Laws recipient, Dr. Margaret Southern.
Thank you. I apologize for having to remove my hat, but for some reason or other, it won't stay on my head. I'm so impressed with everyone in the audience, all you graduates. You don't have any problem at all with this. I need to get more pointed head, I think. First of all, congratulations to you, to the new Chancellor and the new President of the University, Dr. Tim Rowley. I'd like to say a special hello also to the Vice President, Paul Roseman, and all to the faculty of the university. A special hello also to all of you graduates and ladies and gentlemen. Well, I am deeply touched to actually have been selected. There are many people that are being selected for this, but I feel a great honor to receive this degree of law from Mount Royal University. But I am proud to accept this award, not just for me, but on behalf of my family. My late husband, Ron Southern, for my daughters, Nancy and Linda, and their husbands, Jonathan and Tom, to my friends, and to also all of my colleagues and people that have supported me over the years at Spruce Meadows and made this day possible. But to you, the graduating students, I am honored to be able to address you. This is your day, and you must savor it. You must think of it in the past as in the future. Remember all the wonderful friendships that you have made, the good days and also the difficult days. They weren't all easy. And today especially, celebrate what has been an important chapter in your lives. But it's only the beginning. There will be so many more important days in the future. But the topic of most young people today's is employment, employment, employment. The politicians, the educators, and the company managers must keep at the top of this agenda. For the future of Canada depends on solving the unemployment, whether it's in this province, whether it's across the country, or whether it's around the world. Because I believe that employment is important for the stability of all regions and all societies. And over the next few months, I want you to find employment, a rewarding job. Maybe some of you have already found that, I hope so. But your success will greatly rely on your courageous and resilient mindset. Having great courage is about leading a life with uncluttered regrets. A life where you aren't constantly looking back and saying, I should have, I could have, or I wish I had. With your talent and skills, most of you will become the leaders of our future. Leadership is a hard characteristic to define, and I suspect that if each one in this room were to define it, we would all come up with a different definition. But I think we could all agree that we all recognize leadership when we see it. I learned from my husband that leadership is situational, that each of us leads in different situations and at different times. As you grew up, in your homes, your mothers oftentimes were the leaders. If someone got hurt, it was your mother that went forward and became the leader to solve your problem. If you're on a roadside and you happen to see a car accident, you may find 10 people surrounded watching and looking, but one person will step forward and call 911. One person might pull out a blanket and help cover that person, or another person might reach their hand out and give some reassurance. It's all about leadership, but leadership is not always being the best at something. Real leadership is as much at bringing out the best in others as it is about doing our personal best. To develop your personal leadership skills, I'd like you to consider the following. Leaders are concerned about getting things done. They don't get embroiled in infighting or gossip or backstabbing. They really go forward and accomplish something. They give credit where credit is due, and that credit doesn't always have to be for the person that excels. Often it is for the person that really you see are trying the hardest. Do not be afraid of criticism if you are in a leadership role. You do not have to be defensive because you are not a victim if you are a leader. But leadership can often be very lonely. You're on your own and you have to make the decision, and sometimes you can't discuss it with other people. And in those cases, you have to move forward and do what you think is possible. That isn't always necessarily glorious, but it is something that has to be established at that time. As a leader, always express confidence in people and empathize with them. You have accomplished your first role as a leader. You received your diplomas and your degrees. But if I were to say to you today, can you say what you want to achieve in the next decade, in the next year, in the next month, or even next week? New employees are often bemoan the lack of their own control in their lives. They lack that kind of security. And I'm sorry to say, but this feeling is only likely to increase in the future. As companies downsize, as they lay off workers, as they sell their divisions and they merge, they are making decisions that affect workers. And no matter how well they do their jobs or how well you have your aspirations, they sometimes cannot be handled. If some people are being laid off around you, there are two ways you can react. You can sit tight and you can hope that that doesn't happen to you. Or you can try to start to make decisions about where you want to be, about what direction you want to take in life. Robert Maskowitz, the author of How to Organize Your Work and Your Life, wrote that trying to achieve self-imposed goals brings out their best efforts because they are the things that you care about, not things that other people want you to achieve. Your goals will probably change as you go forward, but one thing you must do is you must keep learning. Learn more and make new choices. But this simply refines a process. It doesn't alter it. Employability is today's and tomorrow's career goal. Therefore, you need to keep your skills portable, flexible, and continually updated. Gone are the days when you pick a company and you go straight out of school into that company and then you climb its corporate ladder. Labor experts predict that today's graduates, you among them, will hold as many of 6 to 10 jobs and as many as 3 different positions. This isn't something to be afraid of, but something to be aware of in your planning and your development. That's why you must keep learning. I would like to draw your attention today, though, that things are rapidly changing, but there are still a number of easily identified areas that someone looking for employment must keep in mind. I'm a very elderly lady, 88 now, and you may say, oh, but these things aren't important to us. You're a whole different generation. But I believe they are. One of them is physical appearance. A person needs to be well groomed. You are much more easily employable if you look and feel in shape. And you will have to write many, many resumes. And out of those resumes, you may only get a few interviews. But when you write your resumes and you get an interview, use high energy and use lots of vitality in your words. This helps to show that you are flexible and that you are open to new ideas. Excuse me. But I believe attitude is more important than almost anything. It's more important than facts. It's more important than the past. It's more important than money, than education, than circumstances, than failure, more important than even success. And it's more important than what other people say or do. But the remarkable thing is that we have a choice every day regarding our attitude, that what the attitude we will embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play on the string that we have, and that is our attitude. I am concerned that life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. And so it is with you. So take charge right away of your attitudes every day you get up. May I say that I wish you the best in your new careers. May your road be extremely rewarding with good health, good employment, and much happiness. And thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Southern, for your remarks. In just a few moments, we have the main event, which is the presentation of the Spring 2019 graduates. During the conferring of the degrees, guests are welcome to take pictures, but we do ask that you stay in your seats. A professional photographer will take a photo of each graduand crossing the stage and a complimentary photo given to each one, courtesy of the Alumni Association. Please do feel free to celebrate loudly as your graduate comes across the stage. This is their day. And graduates, as you leave the stage, you will be officially welcomed into the alumni family by Jeff Hughes, who received his Marketing Management Diploma in 2005. It is now my privilege to invite Mr. Phil Warsaba, Secretary of the General Faculty's Council, to the podium to officially present the university's spring graduates.
Mr. President, members of the Board of Governors, faculty, graduates, and our guests, on behalf of Mount Royal University's General Faculty's Council, I hereby declare that the candidates whose names appear in today's program, whether they be present or absent, have satisfied the requirements for their respective degrees, diplomas, or certificates. I now invite President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Tim Rowley, Dean of the Faculty of Health, Community, and Education, Dr. Stephen Price, and members of the faculty to come forward to acknowledge the graduates as they receive their parchments.
Presenting the graduates of the Advanced Certificate Athletic Therapy, Nicholas John Beresford. Harleen Kaur Bular. Leslie Ann Clark. Haley Lauren Call. Kristen Amy Huber. Miles Collett Olson. Samantha Pasquino. Laura Elizabeth Wood. Presenting the graduates of the Child and Youth Care Diploma, Alana Rose Providence Toho. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Applied Business and Entrepreneurship, Sport and Recreation, Josh Froese. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Child Studies, Child and Youth Counselor, Brett Gordon Bairstow. Lawrence Bakunda. Jade Dorothy Balance. Courtney A. Bolton. Dominic Ricardo Chiapetta. Samantha Lee Columbus. Rebecca Lindsay Felicia. Tola Whitney Balajobi. Ashley B. Marie Hagley. Amy Michelle Hay. Brenna Violet Hogman. Jennifer Noel Houle. Bahia Kasim Idris. Caitlin Amber Kish. Amara Rodholm Lamb. Alexandra Martine Larini. Kayla Silani Matetwa Gray. Mallory Nicole Nelson. Jennifer Nguyen. Jennifer Lan Nguyen. Bradley John Rains. Kendra Maria Siklodi. Melissa Tran. Jordan Lee Turner. Michelle Marie Vetland. Ashley Alexandria Vincent. AJ Yashiro. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Child Studies, Early Learning and Child Care. Yordanos Belachu Bari Gerber. Morgan Barry Bird. Melissa Bronkhorst. Jania Macardo Calderon. Linda Boachi Fosu. Nadine Ali Hamza. Rad Hussein. Kelly Christina Jessup. Kelsey Christina Jessup. Cassidy Marie Legere. Kaylee Ludi. Alyssa Paige McNeil. Diana Mendoza. Danny Joelle Amber Meir. Malay Nasser. Marzia Nouri. Amy Nguyen Pham. Joylyn Marie Tan. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Education, Elementary. Disha Agarwal. Khalud Assad. Tarnpreet Kaur Bains. Ailey Shu Bateman. Alicia. Carmen Lee Baxter. Margaret Elizabeth Leah Bernard. Jasleen Kaur Boparai. Bradley Joel Bridgewater. Rula Shamsuddin. Renee Louise Christensen. Catherine Conway. Cecilia Marie Cracknell. Deborah Lynn Crazyboy. Stacy Lee Crosby. Dallas Daniel. Sarah Beth Lee Dawes. Deidre Delorme. Shauna Diane Elford. Maria Jean Regina Garcia Garcia. Madison Ann Gates. McKenna Ann Gordon. Ellison Deborah Faye Graham. Kennedy Sonia Judith Grant. Aaron R. Horn. Joanna Maria Janjacek. Noel Damon Johnson. Elizabeth A. Keat. Kayla Joelle Kalick. Deanna Carilla. Sylvia Labuda. Cian Lin. Kayla Michelle Lizowski. Carly Maxine McKenzie. Tanya Jean Mater. Jessie Kathleen McCauley. Madeline Aiden Marie McCracken. Emily Catherine McDonald. Emily Ann McKeon. Brianne Kelly McPhee. Rachel Marie Marilovich. Shania Elise Miller. Mariana Stella Moody. Sienna Ray Morin. Elisha Yvonne Morrison. Caitlin Jessica Michelle Mowat. Christiana Lynn Marie Meir. Olivia Kaur Nanan. Jennifer Marie Pankrat. Robin Patricia Paul. Celine Catherine Pepperdine. Jasmine Ray Pedad. Laura Lynn Proctor. Rachel Lena Rand. Shiv Preet Ratu. Hannah Joy Rayner. Amy Rebes. Courtney Peyton Riley. Caitlin Heedy Roberts. Shawnee Rodeback. Kelsey Nicole Rudder. Ashlyn Skovorensky. Kayla Ryan Sendecki. Chelsea Ann Francis Simpson. Brielle St. Louis. Andy Stefanato. Caitlin Stone. Angelina Rose Wiedetang. Nagar Tabianin. Manpreet Kaur Tour. Peter Wills van Staldinen. Christopher John Walcott. Sarah Blanche Webb. Carly M. Williams. Tagan Wong. Amanda Page Woolley. Presenting the graduate of the Certificate of Completion, Bachelor of Health and Physical Education, Physical Literacy, David Joshua Nicholson. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Health and Physical Education, Athletic Therapy, Crystal Leanne Bartowski. Lillian Alexandra Hamilton. Nathan Daniel Hart. Olivia Snow Ying Lau. Jocelyn Haley McCallum. Paula Adriana Romero. Juanita Dawn Roy. Caitlin Turnus. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Health and Physical Education, Ecotourism, and Outdoor Leadership, Mark Bradley Dunst. Angela Marie Driscoll. Nicola Courtney Jacobs. Zoe Fern Kelly. Chantel Sharon Lynch. Caitlin Rose Matanchuk. Kathleen Elizabeth Semple. Caitlin Danae Sproul. Evan Stark. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Health and Physical Education, Physical Literacy, Christopher Michael Ergau. Kevin Tyler Bailey. Julie Lee Beatson. Jamie Marie Bellows. Sebastian Vincent Breton. Nicholas Michael Baragina. Michael Dominique Callanlim. Matthew Francis Connolly. Kush Day. Elise Sarah Ewert. Riza Anne Marie Falarin. Mateo Alfredo Flores. Taylor Angela Fraser. Ryan James Gardner. Jennifer Marie Godziek. Kelsey Grossklaus. Ramisa Talat Hassan. Brendan McCaskill Hopman. Christopher Aiden Blake Hocko. Michael Jacusko. Ali Kamel. Hannah Nicole Kessler. Devin Curtis E. Lee. Lina Lee. Paul Yip Shing Lee. Jennifer Cassandra Lind. Sukhmeet Singh Mand. Richard Migno. Jordan Hunter Nault. Nicole Kathleen Naylor. Trinda Lane Nelson. Carissa Nolan. Stephen Broderick Norton. Ephraim Parcero. Julia Margaret Phillips. Wyatt Glenn Prather. Anthony Glenn Prosser. Kevin Desmond Robinson. Carly Ross. Stanley Salagovich. Natalia Jade Schmolke. Jake Austin Senebald. Ryan Matthew Staines. Mark Allen Taylor. Sam Robert Taylor.
It rhymes with cow. Sow.
Rebecca Ann Louise Thau. Kyler Nicholas Tritter. Emily Jane Turner. Annika Lane Vandermalen. Madison Laurel Ann Veldboom. Navroop Verk. Jenny Vong. Danielle Ainsley Marie Wells. Presenting the graduates of the Bachelor of Health and Physical Education, Sport and Recreation Management. David William Borsma. Dwayne Lee Collins. Linton George Grant. Pierce J.T. Gussie. Brooke Danielle Kolasavich. Craig Allen Lennon. Jennifer Leanne Rowett. Quinn Riley Sinclair. Ruby Tang. Eden Wilson. Nicholas James Young. This concludes the graduates of the Faculty of Health, Community, and Education at Mount Royal University.
Welcome to all of you to the Mount Royal alumni family. In just a few moments, I'll be inviting Ms. Caitlin Stone to the podium to receive her Governor General's Silver Medal. The Governor General's Medal, established in 1873, is one of the most prestigious awards that can be earned by a student in a Canadian educational institution for exceptional academic achievements. On behalf of Her Excellency, the Right Honourable Julie Payette, Governor General of Canada, Mount Royal University is pleased to congratulate Caitlin for her outstanding academic achievements. Caitlin is graduating with a Bachelor of Education and a cumulative GPA of 4.0. She earned the highest academic standing of all graduates in a degree program. Caitlin, would you please come forward? Thank you, Caitlin, and once again, congratulations on your outstanding achievement. As I mentioned earlier, Elder McSeacom gifted an honor song to Mount Royal University. The song recognizes Mount Royal as a place where Indigenous knowledge and perspectives are embraced. Today, the honor song will be performed by the Sorrel Singers, Sorrel Rider Singers. I would now like to ask that everyone except the graduates please stand up as you are able for the honor song. Platform party, faculty, and audience, please remain standing. And thank you to the Sorrel Rider singers and especially to Elder McSeacom. Graduates, today you sat down because this was in your honor that this song was played today. It is truly an honor. I would now like to welcome back to the podium Dr. Leslie Brown, who will lead the graduates in the time-honored tradition of the tassel toss.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Graduates, before we conclude today's ceremony, we have one final assignment, a small rite of passage, if you will. Graduates, can I ask that you also please rise as you are able? Your Convocation Regalia, the gown, the hood, and the mortarboard is a time-honored symbol of graduation. And until you graduate, the tassel on your mortarboard is worn on the right side, and you will notice that those behind me are wearing theirs on the left. It is my distinct pleasure as Provost and Vice President Academic of this fine institution to congratulate you on your remarkable achievements and ask that you now move the tassel from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, mums and dads, grandparents, friends and family, I present to you the graduating class of 2019. Congratulations.